Alright, sorry this one's being a little bit late. IRL stuff has gotten in the way of some things. I'm not going to go into reasons as to what that is, but we'll just get on with this belated Sunday episode of Ask the Night, and we start with the man, the myth, that is Logic, that is the Code 92. How you doing? Question. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Flash movie, which will be adapting the Flashpoint storyline, and do you think it will fix some of the problems that the DC Extended Universe has so far? An intriguing question. In all honesty, yeah, there are some flaws and there are some problems with the cinematic universe that DC has. I think if it can kind of retcon some of the stuff that happened in Batman v Superman, because there were parts of the movie I agree with. I like the way Batman was handled. I think the way Superman was handled was done a little bit poorly, so if this is a means of a retcon, then I don't have a problem with that. And the fact it's going to be the Flashpoint, I've seen the animated movie that they did a few years back, bringing in the Thomas Wayne incarnation of Batman, Batman gone completely wrong and off the wall, so I'm looking forward to see what happens with that, and possibly having Jeffrey Dean Morgan reprise his role as Thomas Wayne from the opening credits in Batman v Superman for Batman's origin. I think he'll make a very good, very rugged and very, very sinister version of the Thomas Wayne Batman. So I see potential for it to do well. Plus, it'll be good to see what the Flash can do as an actual movie character with his own standalone movie. Oh, we have a new asker from Mega Blockbuster. Hello. Question to you. Thoughts on SummerSlam so far? I'm actually just going to quickly get up the SummerSlam Wikipedia page. Let's see, SummerSlam 2017. Because I haven't really been as thorough hands-on with WWE in the last 4 to 6 months. I mean, when they went to do a Raw in the UK, where Kurt Angle wasn't going to be there, and they made The Miz and Dean Ambrose co-GMs for a week. I'm like, oh, it's like you're really going to steal tropes from Austin and Bischoff, and that's when I switched off full time. I mean, I check in part time, just for the pay-per-views and what have you, but I mean, from the most part, from what I'm seeing, it looks like it's going to be a fairly decent pay-per-view, because most of the matches that we've got for this are title matches, and 12 matches signed, guarantee you at least 2 of them are going to be put for the preview show, which, in all honesty, I prefer that we just scrap the preview show outright, because you subscribe to the network to actually watch the pay-per-views for little to nothing. When you get WrestleMania, where WrestleMania is still 4 hours long, the preview kickoff is 2 hours, and then the post-show is an hour. That's 7 hours worth of WrestleMania at that point. And at that point, you're just drained. It doesn't help matters that SummerSlam is a 4-hour event now. 5 years ago, I called this. But to answer a long-winded question, it looks promising from what I can see. Styles versus Owens, that's gonna do good numbers. I think Lesnar, Reigns, and Strowman is gonna be like, I believe the expression says it best, too many cooks spoil the broth. I think there's too many combustible elements. I don't think Braun Strowman is main event material from what little I've seen of Raw in the last 3 to 4 months. The word on the wire is that Lesnar is going to drop the title, because apparently he's got a UFC fight to do. because he's been called out. And let's be honest, no one wants to see Roman Reigns as champion. You know, WWE have tried. It's just not working. It's like, Vince, give it up. But yeah, labor long-winded story point. It looks promising. And finally, question 3. Is Randomdce ever returning to YouTube? This is where I need to be very candid and as concise as I can possibly be. I think the writing is on the wall that Random has effectively retired. Now, what I'm about to say is paraphrasing of his words, not mine, his. He doesn't like the way YouTube is run these days. You know, I think the best thing to do is just quiz him about it on his DeviantArt page or his official Facebook. But I think the general consensus is he just doesn't have the passion for it anymore. You know, and if you don't have the passion for it, you know, what do? You know, you don't keep plowing forward into something that you just don't love anymore. I mean, it's like Bill Murray with most of his movie performances. He just phones it in. We know what you're doing, Bill. We know. But yeah. It's a similar context to why I don't watch WWE as religiously as I used to. Because when they're producing subpar results, how are you going to expect people to get invested? Because they won't. They just won't. So, in that regard, you know, it's just a simple case of maybe one day he'll get it back, maybe he won't. You know, it's all up to him. Some people come back to their passions. I know Jericho did with WWE because he was burnt out by the time he left in 2005, and he uses the analogy of, if you eat pizza every day, after a while you get sick of it. Then maybe 6 months to a year later, you haven't had it for that amount of time, all of a sudden you fancy some pizza. You have some pizza. Then you remember why you love it. Maybe he'll get to that particular place, but he's got to get to that place. So, you know, that's all I can say. Those have been your questions. Those have been your questions for this week. You know how this shtick works by now. Leave a question in the comment section below with the hashtag #AskTheKnight and send it to any of my social media outlets or to River City Gamers, dynamicnight.com, or here on YouTube or VidMe. Until then, ask again.